Welcome back. You're watching The Fix with me, Karima Brown. I'm joined by the Police Minister, Bheki Cele, on the measures that the President announced and, of course, the compliance of South Africans. Minister, before we go back to, how South Africans are cooperating, first and foremost, what are you doing as Minister of Police to safeguard those men and women in blue that are on the front line? Have they got protective gear? Are they kitted out? And are they safe in, dealing with their jobs on a daily basis?
Well, that's a million-dollar question that we need to answer, and we have tried to answer. One major problem, Karim, is the market itself to buy this gear. The market is dry, is highly contested, health and other people. But we have tried as a South African police to start especially with those people that are at the front line on what you call CSC, that is a community service centers, used to be called church offices.
Yes.
To start with those people because they are more in contact with the long queues of people coming to seek whatever service in the service center on that. So yesterday when I checked, looks like while we are not there, but we seem to be getting adequate when it comes to those people that are at the front line.
So just to be factual, as we stand now, you can't say that every police station in South Africa, the policemen and women there, have the protective gear to do their jobs. That is not the case.
The last time the figure we had was 70,000. That 70,000 can fit all the police at the front line, but that does not give all the police the gear as we speak. In the system, we've got 197,000 men and women, though some of them are not at the front line, are in the offices, but at the end of the day, everybody must get the gear. That 70,000 started distribution 48 hours ago. I can't then say everybody has received it, but we have prioritized to distribute them at the front line, especially your mask, your gloves, and the sanitizers at the police station.
Now, of course, crime is a big issue in South Africa. We've already seen criminals trying to use this crisis to commit crimes, posing as fake individuals, teams, and so on. From where you're sitting, from your monitoring of crime, has this virus spiked crime, or has crime gone down since, the announcement by the President and since the declaration of the state of disaster?
You see, the police station Nanda precincts in KZN leads on sexual offences in the Republic of South Africa. But the research tells us that most of the people that are abused, women that are abused, are from these places, outlets of alcohol and liquor. And men that abuse them, they are also from there, which means we are also killing the center of criminality, especially when it comes to the abuse of women and the murder. Most of the dead people, we pick them up early hours, 3, 2, 4 in the morning, walking from these places and all that. I've been just checking. That has moved a little bit down. The fear, Karim, is that this abuse will move from these centers to the houses. Yes. Hence, we have strengthened the FCS units, family units with the South African police to be more cooperative, to be more active, to monitor this, because indeed those that are abusing alcohol will be abusing alcohol in their own houses now. So it's a secondary problem that we are facing, but we are trying to get ready for that.
Now, of course, gender-based violence is a big issue, as you've said, and you've said that the abuse will now move from public spaces to private spaces, and it's obviously 100 times more difficult to police private spaces because you're not there in the middle of the night. You can't go into homes. Have you thought about this, and how have you come up with plans to make women who suffer gender-based violence access the police, given the fact that it might be difficult now for them to come forward, and the fact that they are now, in many cases, quarantined with their abusers in their homes?
No doubt, that's what I've just raised with you, to say, firstly, we have tried to activate our FCS specialized units at the police stations so that there are easy access. But also we're calling on families to give support to those women. But indeed, with the NGOs that are working on those matters, we will be meeting with them to see how extra efforts we can put on working together with these on these matters. Indeed, it's going to be difficult, but it will have to be done.
Now, you were saying earlier that it's obviously only the president that can call a state of emergency, but you have said that if that happens, you will support the president and you'll make sure that the laws are obeyed. Do you have the capacity, Minister, for a total state of emergency and to lock down cities? How will it work?
Well, if the state of emergency comes, it will make life so easy, Karim. State of emergency, all soldiers get out of barracks. And that is a capacity that will come, and they take over the streets. They take over the shutdown, supported by the police. Constitutionally, soldiers will support the police, as we have done in Western Cape and all that. But when the state of emergency comes, it's the other way around. Police will support the soldiers. So it will give enough and even extra capacity. And I just wish that comes, so life will be very easy for the enforcers, for the law enforcers in the Republic of South Africa.
All right, that is where we will leave it. Thank you so very much, Minister of Police, Bheki Cele. He is, of course, on his way to that all-important meeting with President Cyril Ramaphosa. We also heard earlier that the President is consulting with business and will be addressing the nation at some point during the day. Well, you've had your fix for the week. See you again next Sunday.